Thanks, Mike. Yeah, Thomas Kuhn is sick, sorry, so and I have the presentation part today. So I want to give you a short overview what Fraunhofer is doing with NetApp and other partners to bring up the data space for everybody. What is the idea behind, and for what are the companies, what you see on the presentation, are standing for. We start with a short introduction about NetApp, Computacenter and credativ, and then we got in what is a data space. Only for me, one little question. Who has heard about Eclipse BaSyx from Fraunhofer years before? Okay. You know the concept from the data space for everybody? Okay, not so much. Okay, we have to talk a little bit. Okay. Okay. So who is NetApp? NetApp, we are a US company. You see, we are founded in 1992. We have our headquarters in US, in Silicon Valley. Yeah, we did some money, what you can see, our revenue. And we are a data management company. That means we store your data and bring your data on this point where you need it in a cloud, hybrid, or local. And this was a starting point with Fraunhofer IESA 2080 to have a development contract to bring digital twins on an enterprise level so that you can roll out it, you can support it, you can scale it. This was our starting point. And yeah, we are now here. And now we have the next level. So we cooperate with 2 other companies to get ready and one service with a single point of contact. So Marco, you want to go?
Yes, thank you. Hello also from my side, Marco Jakob, my name. I'm leading the OT solutions business at Computacenter here in Germany. As Jürgen already said, we joined this expertise group for the data space for everybody last year. And a quick overview before we get to the next company who's joining this group. Computacenter is a global system integrator, global acting system integrator. We have a lot of numbers here on this page, but the interesting numbers are that we have lots of people who have the ability to scale projects, and that's very important here because what we heard today is there are a lot of challenges, organizational challenges in scaling up things. We are here to support you. We have 5 different IT columns where we are coming from. We have the expertise in this data center, cloud and applications, networking, security, and workplace, and all that stuff we are doing already since decades. And the last thing I would like to mention is that we have 5,000 engineers and technicians to do operation of IT equipment. And in total in Germany we are around about 7,000 people who can support our customers in the enterprise level in Germany. So having that said, I would like to hand over to Peter.
Thank you. Yeah, hello. My name is Peter Dreuw. I'm representing the smallest and youngest company in that group. We were founded in 1999 and we have roughly 50 people and no worldwide distribution and no distribution in the technology in general, but we have a very strong focus on open source software. We do this with integration of open source software, composing open source environments and integrating them into the clients' businesses since for more than 25 years. And that's why we are part of this group. We are helping our partners to run, to operate, and to integrate the systems within the customer systems, be it on-prem, be it on managed services solutions or in the cloud. And this is what we can do and what we do on a day-to-day basis. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Peter. So that's the slides from Thomas, and I hope I can present it very well because I'm not the deep dive admin administration shell specialist. And you know, we had a vision, and Kai Gerrits, he is not he is not here anywhere, has a vision that we have a data space, how we can have information and can share information over data spaces away. And this was a starting point 2 years ago when we have a discussion here on our IDTA Summit, so that we want to deliver an infrastructure and a software layer who allows us to share data to Catena X, Manufacturing X, and all this stuff on a private level. That means you have a private, for example, a private data space at home on your side. It could be run on-premise or in a cloud or hybrid, but it's your private data space. And then you can collect data or you can share data with other data spaces. What are, for example, all the X projects, what we hear. So we have an adapter. It's based on the ETC connectivity. This is open source, and we spent a little bit more time on this part so that we can talk with other data spaces. One of the other parts is why we are thinking we have a good fit is we make some performance tests. What you can see here, we are ready for scalable about 10 million digital twins. So this was our first performance test, what we did in the end of last year. Now we are in a new way. So we want to bring up a new setup end of July so that we can have billions. So for that, you need a scalable infrastructure. You need all to support this, and how can you handle the software rollouts? How have you have to test all the Kubernetes stuff, what we have behind. So we are running on Kubernetes. So we support OpenShift from Red Hat and SUSE Ranger, for example, and how it works with all. So that is behind this. And we support all the protocols, what we found on the OT side. And we have a good experience about problems, what you have when you look on the OT side to the IT side. So OT is very often closed. So how can you bring the data to the internet, for example, how this will work? It's a big security problem, and we spend a lot of time with customer on these problems. Yeah. Okay, so then last year in February, we opened the database for everybody. That means we have the infrastructure ready, we have up and running and data space, and we have an opening together with our friends from the IDTA and some customers. And nowadays we have the data space, and now we have another nice demo. So we have a complete, or not a complete, but we have a battery factory. So what is connected to the data space, what we use, and then we show the customer how he can deliver some data to another data space, for example. And one of the big benefits for you is this is supported from the IDTA, and every IDTA member can come to us and can have proof of concept with their customer on this data space, for example. So when you need it, for example, for a dedicated environment, you need your own tenant, your own security level. This is possible. We can deliver it, but it's not free. Or you need a machine connectivity. You want to test how it works when you have your machine. You want to connect it to a hyperscaler or to other stuff. We can support you. So we make blueprints in this environment, and we and then the next level, with other services, what we are telling you later, when the blueprint is finished, we can deliver it out to your customers. Yeah? And this was a starting point to test, and how can we deal with this idea to have this database for everybody. So I talk about this, and this was not easy or not an easy way to get this up and running. Yeah, from a lot of problems about security, what is the right engine to get the rights on files or something, user management. So it takes a while. And it's software based, and software it's never finished. It's always you have something what you have to do in the next release and all this stuff. And the idea was, what I told you in the front, was this federated idea, so that we can share data at the data spaces. And this is up and running, and you can test it whenever you want. It's very easy. Send an email of one of the guys, what you see in the end, and we can bring up and support you. Yeah. what is the benefits when you came to us? We have a pre-configured AAS environment based on Eclipse basis. And you see, everything is open source. So NetApp software, for example, is open source too, but you have to pay for your support. And the same model we have all together. We support open source, and we like it, but you need a support contract. And for Fraunhofer IESE, you know, it's a research center. It's not so easy to make. These guys cannot make money, okay? So we can only deliver a distribution together. And this is the reason why we have an offering, so it's called a distribution for the data space for everybody or for bases on Eclipse environment. You can have, we have scripts, we automated the rollout, we have integration to in GitHub so that all the software components what we support in the backend, for example, we work with Neoception or with Citaso, all with software components we test before that we are sure that we can deploy it in this Kubernetes stack. You know, this is not happens very often because some versioning, the wrong user, we have very often the deployments that are coming with root. This is a no-go on a security aspect. So we see a lot, and this is what we are doing behind and that we are standing for. We can deliver it, what I told you, on a complete environment, and we can bring with support and the hardware and the infrastructure where you need it, and we have a concept for a global campus setup. So when you are a big company, for example, and you are expand worldwide, you need a single namespace and all this stuff. So that's things what we have tested and what we deliver. And sure, digital product, you have heard carbon footprint. These are all things what we deliver, but we have today now not so much the focus on product paths or how we deliver AASs. We are more on the infrastructure part, how we can support this and deliver on an enterprise environment. But not only for big customer we deliver, we are going for smaller. When we have other setup, it's more like an hosted service, and when you can connect to your own tenant, and this is possible too. So how will this look like about service level agreement and all this stuff? So I think that's your part, Marco. Yes, you can tell a little bit more.
Thank you. You are all the experts I heard today that you are deeply into that topic already. That picture is just to give you an idea because it fits into what I heard from you all today. We have on the left side, we have all the guidelines, regulations, directives, etc. Then we have the companies who wants to realize all these guidelines and regulations with an asset administration shell, and these two things deliver information and standards and standardization into the data space for everybody. On the one hand, you deliver data out of the administration shell. On the other hand, you have the standards which come along from the different projects, X projects, or from the European Union, whatever. And then out of that, you want to create product passes. We heard about the digital product passport. And as a company, you need to store it somehow. And that is the handover to the next slide. Allowing for that, you see that you have a perfect match within that group, which is in front of you. We have Computacenter with expertise since more than 40 years in IT projects, rollouts, IT infrastructure, etc. We have services, solution-based for API developments. We can react as a primary contractor, as your single point of contact for such kinds of projects. We have long-term expertise, and we have cross-domain. Out of all IT domains, we are delivering projects. NetApp is the fantastic supplier of reliable infrastructure, data infrastructure for the background They're doing cloud integration, backup recovery, etc. Everything what you see there. Then we have the research and development part. Fraunhofer, as the research company, has a huge experience and knowledge about this data space and everything what is going up in relation to the IDTA and the directives. I heard it already. Thank you. And then the last thing is we have really experts, long-term experts on the open source projects. So when we first sat together with a team meeting, it was very clear that we can deliver value to all our partners, which we deliver such kind of solution and bring together or speed up your path to the administration shell and data space for everybody. So having that said, thank you for thank you for the time, and yeah, step by if you want to.
Thank you, Jürgen, Marco, Peter. Okay, we come to our last agenda point for